Hey everyone, Coach George here from Intent91. I'm going to take you through 10 fundamental stretches that we use with our members to help them improve flexibility, mobility, and then just overall performance within the gym. So here we go. Get yourself set up, you just need a mat and your body weight. From here, the first one we're going to do is a cat and camel. We're going to spend 60 seconds here. We're going to go onto our hands and knees like so. So the hands are stacked below the shoulders, knees below the hips. And then we're going to start moving our spine through some extension, like so, into some flexion, like I'm doing now. And what we should feel here is a massive stretch in the upper back, and then in that extended position, we should start to feel like the lumbar spine, lower back is getting a good stretch. Really try and think about setting them shoulders down, away from the ears. And we just move through these two positions, achieving a big stretch. As I'm doing now, I'm really trying to push the floor away, pull my shoulders apart from each other, and then collapse the spine into that extended position. And we're going to do this for 60 seconds, so just keep moving through it for me. Round the shoulders off. And then drop back down into that extended position. Again, pulling those shoulders away from your ears, making sure that you find stability around that shoulder joint. And keep moving through those two positions. We're going to do another 2 reps. Boom. Set those shoulders right down, and then round it off. Okay, good stuff. From there, we're going to move into this half kneeling position. What we're going to look at now is a bit of ankle mobility. So what I'm going to get you to do is bring this knee nice and close to the standing foot, and we're going to put all our weight over this right ankle. And we're going to try and work the knee over the toes. And all I'm trying to do here is increase the range of motion in this ankle joint. This is going to be a great little tip for us in terms of improving our squat depth and helping us achieve a nicer squat pattern when we're in the gym. Often people find that their squat depth is limited because of the amount of dorsiflexion they can get at their ankle. As you can see, my knee is able to travel right over the toe. Some people may get stuck here because the ankle's so tight. That's absolutely fine. Just keep putting all the weight over that foot and try and work the knee forward over the toes. We're going to spend another 5 seconds here before changing. Drive this heel down. That's really important that we don't let that heel pop up. Okay, I'm going to change sides, go to the other side. So I'm putting all the weight in this left foot now, making sure this heel doesn't pop up, and I'm trying to increase the distance that knee can travel over the toe without letting this heel pop off. And as you can see, that is allowing my butt to sink right down, and then if I was in a squat right now, I'd be able to get a nice, low, good depth squat. Okay? You can generally only squat as low as your ankles will allow. Okay, a lot of people think it's down to their hips, but the ankles play a vital role in this good squat. So this is one that we use often to help our members improve their squat depth. And you should feel all along here, all down the back of that leg, you should feel that big stretch all around the soleus muscle, which is below the calf. We're going to do 7 seconds, and then we're going to go into a lizard stretch. So in 3, 2, 1. We're now going to come up into this plank position here. I'm going to take a big step up, so our foot comes outside our hands. Drop the back knee to the floor. So I've opened up this hip now. We're looking at a little bit of hip mobility. And then I'm going to drop in. The goal here is to drop both elbows to the floor, like so. Okay? And if I'm struggling to get that elbow down, especially the nearest one, inside elbow to the foot, that's going to be quite tough. I'm going to take a couple of deep breaths and keep working my range. So deep breath in, and then drop in. And as I get through the minute's work, I can start to increase that. Deep breath in. Okay, deep breath in. And hopefully now you can feel you're getting a little bit lower and you're getting a massive stretch in and around that hip joint, hamstring, and a little bit of glute as well. Okay, we're going to change in 3, 2, 1. I'm just going to get you to change over to the other side. Big step up, and we're going to do exactly the same. Deep breath in, and start to drop in. Again, trying to get that elbow, the inside elbow, to the floor. Keeping this foot in flat contact with the floor. Relaxing my back knee. My back knee rests on the floor. And it won't feel very pleasant. We've got to try and relax our breathing and breathe into it. Try and find control within your breathing. And just spend a minute or so here as we're doing. Good. You should start to feel that actually releases that tightness around the hip, and you can find a little bit more depth. Some of you may be able to get that elbow down now, whereas you couldn't at the start. Good. And then we're going to come out of this nice and easy, take the leg back, and then we're going to sit into our pigeon. So we're starting that plank position again. I'll show you this one on the angle. And then we're going to come through, trying to achieve a 90-degree angle in this knee at the front. So my knee is between my hands, my hips are square to the floor, and then this knee, this shin hopefully is parallel to the wall in front of me. And then what that does is it gets a massive stretch down this glute here. What the two things that people go wrong with here is having way too much bend in this front knee and having the heel right inside their crutch here, which is not getting me a big stretch. So I need to bring that foot forward, create that 90-degree angle, and also keep those hips square to the floor. As soon as my hips rotate, I'm going to lose that stretch in and around the glute. We're going to spend another 12 seconds here. 9, 8. Again, breathing into it. Also, if I keep my chest nice and proud, I can get a bigger stretch. 3, 2, 1. So as I change sides, I'll show you that in a bit more detail. So then I'm sitting in that glute stretch. So I'm like a pigeon. That knee is parallel to the wall in front of me. If I bring myself up a little bit more, I can get 2 birds with one stone. Okay, so I've got the glute stretch going on, and I've also got this stretch through my hip flexor. So that's where we like to sit there, and then just breathe. If I can smidge his foot forward any more, I will do, keeping those hips square to the floor. Again, breathing through it. I'm just going to keep sitting in there for another 15 seconds. Should feel like a massive stretch. 2 things that you need to have in place here is that 90-degree angle with that front knee. Okay, some might be able to achieve a bigger one than me. And then hopefully that square hip to the floor. And again, just breathe into it. We'll do another 3, 2, and 1. Good. The next one we're going to do, we're going to come onto our mat. We're going to go into that kneeling position, and then we're going to place one foot out to the side, which takes us into the adductor stretch. So like so. Okay, so that foot is parallel to the knee. I then place the right hand down for support, and I'm going to rotate through the thoracic spine. So I'm doing an adductor stretch. Okay, through here, I've got a big stretch through here, and I'm also rotating through my upper back. So being in this adductor position with the knee here and the foot out there provides me with a lot of stability initially. That stability at the hips allows me to get a load of feedback in my thoracic spine. So it means I get loads of stretch in my upper back, and it also means, again, I get 2 birds with 1 stone. My upper back and my inside of my groin gets a massive stretch. We'll just do 4 or 5 each side here. With any of these stretches, if you feel like it would benefit you to spend a bit more time there, do a few more reps, just press pause and go through more reps. Rotate under, big twist to the sky. Hopefully, you should find here there's a biting point. Because I've got that stability at my hips, I can't twist under anymore. And that is as high as I can twist to the sky. I'm punching that supporting arm through the floor, and I'm really trying to squish through that upper back. Feeling the stretch through my adductor, feeling that stretch in and around my upper back. Let's do one more here, and then we're going to change. Okay, then I'm going to go onto my butt, like so. I'm going to bring my feet up, so I've got about a 90-degree angle on my knees. I'm then going to go through some shoulder extensions. So my hands behind me are supporting me. This is a great exercise for those of you out there that have tight shoulders, that find that they sit at a desk all day. We're going to go through this stretch here. So we're going to sit here for about 60 seconds. So I pulled my shoulders down away from my ears. I've really drove my chest proud to the ceiling. Deep breath in. I'm really trying to extend through my upper back, my thoracic spine again. I'm trying to do the reverse of what I do on a daily basis, really. So if you're sat at a desk, you drive a lot, okay, you're sat on your phone, head down, slouch shoulders, we're trying to reverse that movement. We're trying to pull the shoulders back, get used to getting them shoulders down away from the ears, and just improve posture and improve that shoulder health. This is a great exercise for that. Keep breathing through it and keep pushing the floor away. Imagine I'm trying to push that floor away. And I'm extending through that upper back. Okay, I'm going to move on now. You can spend a little bit longer here if you needed to. The next one I'm going to do is go into a lat stretch. So I'm going to go into this, I'm going to kneel down onto my heels, my bum to my heel, and then going to reach out in front into this big lat stretch. So deep breath in again. As I exhale, I'm going to try and reach further out in front with my fingertips while sitting my heels and all my weight down into my butt. And I should feel like it's a massive stretch all along the side of my lat. Okay, really kind of working at the reverse of what I just did. And I'm just going to hold it here. Deep breaths in. And try and breathe out and reach a bit further every time. So again, you'd spend around 60 seconds there. We're then going to move on to an inch work. So the next one would be on a plank position again. Okay, now this is slightly dynamic. So from here, that plank position, I'm going to start to inch my feet up towards my hands. Okay, keeping my legs dead straight at all times. Starting to feel that massive stretch through the back of my hamstrings. I'm going to go as high as I can. Keep inching up, inching up. It will start to feel like there's a ton of tension is building. Again, I'll go a bit higher. Hold, and then release that down, like so. So we're just really starting to increase the range of motion in those hamstrings. Some of you might get to here, and then the stretch is so much that you can't get any higher without bending your knees. If that's the case, just release it back down. That's fine. Find your active, like your maximum range. Try and improve it slightly, but don't knees bend. Stop those knees from bending. I'll just go through one more of them. So big work, all the way up, small little steps. All the way up. And then release it back down. Try and keep those palms flat. If I keep my palms flat throughout, I start to then hold myself accountable to the distance that I get, and I can start to improve on that hopefully. Okay, I'm then going to jump up onto my feet. Okay, so I'm going to go through some squat with rotations, which I'll show you on the angle slightly. We've done a lot. We've done a lot of ankle mobility, we've done a lot of hip mobility, we've done a lot of upper back, thoracic spine stuff. So we're going to drop into that squat pattern. Hopefully that should feel nice and smooth now. So I should be able to sit in the bottom of that squat nice and easy. And then from there I'm going to use my elbows, drive them out into my knees, like so. Hopefully if I can, place my fingertips underneath my toes. I'll bring my chest through, pack the shoulders down. Deep breath in, I'm then going to rotate. 1, and then go the other way. 2. And I'm going to keep rotating whilst maintaining that lovely squat shape. So my spine stays nice and long, my chest stays nice and proud. I actually use, as I rotate here, I use the opposite elbow to drive a knee out. There's a temptation here is as I rotate for the knees to start buckling in, like so. So I'm going to encourage that knee out with that other elbow. So I'm getting a massive amount of stretch around my hips, my upper back. I'm going to go through a few more. You will start to feel this burning up around those hips. It will feel great when you finish. And then relieve back there, like so. The last one we're going to do, we need some sort of chair for. You may use a bench, you may use a couch, you might use a box, a chair, whatever it is. So we call this the couch stretch. It's a massive stretch for that quad and hip flexor. So as you can see, I've got my box. I'm going to place my foot on the box, rest that knee down to the floor, and then from here, I can start to feel that massive stretch coming through the front of the quad up into that hip flexor. If I squeeze this glute here and scoop my pelvis under, I get so much more feedback through that quad and hip. And I just hold that there. If you want to make it a bit bigger, increase the stretch through the hip flexor, just reach up and over. And again, breathing into it. And again, we'll do about 30 seconds, 30 to 60 seconds each side here before changing. I'm going to change over to the other side. Again, if you feel like it's appropriate to spend a little bit longer here, you can do. Just press pause and then just press play when you're ready to move on. Again, remember to squeeze that glute. So if my left foot is up on the box, can I squeeze my left glute? Tuck your pelvis under the ribs, reach over like so. Breathing through it. Another 10 seconds. and relax there. Brilliant. Cool. Hope you all feel great after that. That certainly should have loosened off your entire body. They're the 10 fundamental movements that we use here at Intent91 to help members feel great and move great along the way on their journey. So thanks. If you enjoyed it, let us know.